Hello there and welcome to my channel Novice Modelling in the Midlife Crisis. My name is Andy and I just thought I'd run through my what's in the box selection of kits that have been reviewed on channel between November 2024 and June 13th 2025. This is 100 to 150 in the 172nd range, and I'll be honest with you, the reason I'm doing this is to try and get some breathe some life into some old videos that I've done. So there will be a link somewhere around about here at the end of the video where you can get access to my 172nd what's in the box kit review playlist, and if you see something in the subsequent 10-15 minutes that you find interesting, you can go and click on and have a look, and YouTube will pay me 1/3 of a penny for your time. So thanks for bearing with me. So we're going to move through these kits relatively quickly. These ones are just a backdrop and we'll come to those ones last. Some kind of nice looking birds there, isn't there? But I thought I'd start off with something that's kind of one of my become one of my favourite kits anyway. This kind of weird V-Day Models de Havilland 89 Rapide, which is a short run garage kit, we'll call it, with one of the strangest fuselages that I've ever seen. Now I'm told that this is potentially one of the first garage kits that was produced using an injection moulding process sometime in the 1970s, about 76 I think it was, time of my birth. And I was just drawn to this because of the handmade box basically. I thought it was kind of cute and interesting, so I bought it. It's only about 15 quid and it's really cool. That's my opinion anyway. So enough about that one. Casually throws it to one side. Next up we have a Matchbox Dornier DO335A6. Did a bunch of Matchbox reviews from my stash. Incidentally, my stash totals around about 800 kits, which is kind of obscene and ridiculous, I do realise. But my excuse is, I got a YouTube channel and I have to have videos. What chaos. We've also done a review on this Hobby Boss Spitfire Mark 5B. This is a easy assembly authentic kit, and they're really good. Got to be honest with you, it goes together like a dream. I haven't painted it yet though, that's the only problem. We've also done a review on this Lag Roden 30 Lag 3 from the 66 series. One of my viewers said he went and bought this after seeing the review and had an absolute mare trying to build it. So there's a lesson for you. Don't always buy what I buy. I'm just a bit crazy. We've got this AZ model Supermarine Spitfire Mark 9C. This is done up, this is a twin pack, and you get a Egyptian and an Israeli marked up version. I like unusual and only marginally heard of manufacturers, obviously. And we've got this Dora Wings Westland Lysander Mark 3. And this is a really, really incredible kit. Really highly detailed, loads of PE. So if you want a Westland Lysander that's a bit more challenging than the old Airfix or Matchbox ones, this is the one to go for. It's hard though. I haven't tried it yet, but it looks terrible. Well, it looks great. We've got this Dora Wings Marcel Bloch 151C1. French aircraft done up in the Greek Air Force. The small nations of World War II, or the smaller nations of World War II, is a particular fascination of mine, and I do buy quite a few kits that are relevant to that sort of collecting profile. Special hobby, Fairy Fulmar Mark 1. I've got a bunch of Fulmars from the 1970s up to this current version, part of a project I was going to do. Some of them are really, really bad kits. Obviously, a special hobby kit is pretty good. So that was the top of the tree one. I haven't got round to that project yet because I've just got projects coming out of my head. We've got a JU87 B2R2 Stuka by Italeri. We also have a Bristol Blenheim Mark 4F. Done a review on this Junkers JU88A4 with a rather spectacular camouflage pattern. Got a Fairy Barracuda Mark 3 with a Mark 11 radar, somewhere about here. We also did May the 4th be with you, celebrating Star Wars Day, because for something different to do, and we reviewed this TIE Fighter This was done as a You Choose My Next Build, which is one of the processes that I do to help me select kits, where I ask you guys to pick from a selection that I put in front of the camera. So for May the 4th, we did the TIE Fighter, the Darth Vader's TIE Advanced kit review, the Luke Skywalker's X-Wing Starfighter, and by popular democracy, the winner and the built kit on May the 4th was the Y-Wing Starfighter. Yeah, I really enjoyed building that one. We've also done a review for the de Havilland Mosquito, Bomber Mark IV and Photo Reconnaissance Mark IV by Tamiya. This rather cool Aichi M6A1K Nanzan in orange. This was a You Choose My Next build for Tamiya Warbirds. We did the JU87 G2 Stuka with the rather big cannon under the wings. The Chancefort F4U1D Corsair in stunning blue. And the winner, and currently under process of being built, was the Illusion IL2 Sturmovik. Moving swiftly on. As part of our Polish You Choose My Next build, we offered up this horrible roof PZL 23A Karas, and yeah, we built that one just for fun. Came out quite nice, but it's a 1960s kit that was actually dragged and out and built and built and built until 2019 this was being produced, and you should have a look at that one just for a bit of a laugh. It's not great. For the Dutch selection for You Choose My Next build, we reviewed the Fokker C10 with Kestrel engine. I do like the Dutch Air Force, they have some really interesting aircraft. The Fokker D21 against the Messerschmitts. Fokker D23, an experimental puller twin boom aircraft. Incredibly awesome Fokker G1A, nicknamed the Reaper. How this one didn't win, I don't know. This was the winner for Dutch Week, the Fokker T8WG, the float plane. Kind of rare kit, kind of expensive. We also offered up this Fokker T5 by Valom. Kind of looks a bit like an B-25, I think. It's got a massive cannon in the front here. And for a bit of a laugh, we had a look at my AV Usk Fokker T5 Valiant Dutch Bomber of World War II, which is a limited run multimedia kit featuring injection moulding small parts and vacuum formed wings and fuselage. What a horror story, but interesting in my humble opinion. Here we go with the Obscura again. We have the Ventura. If anybody recognises these are the rather famous or infamous kits produced by Malcolm Laird in his garage in New Zealand, on an injection moulding machine that he built himself. These are kind of difficult to build, I will admit. I've struggled with them and I kind of love them, and I have a lot of Ventura and New Zealand garage kits in my collection. Tasman were also from Malcolm Laird. This is a Royal Australian Air Force CA-12 Boomerang, aircraft developed by the Australians in the early war. Jay's model kits are now the owner of the infamous or famous Malcolm Laird tools and moulding machine, and they now produce the old Ventura Tasman range under their own banner. This is the Commonwealth Wirraway, which I built for Australia Day. Came out kind of nice. And for New Zealand Day, we built the Tasman Airspeed Oxford Mark II. And we did it in this colouring here, which doesn't look anything particularly interesting, but I call it ketchup and mustard because it's red and yellow. It's awesome. There's build videos for that up. I've built that one already, obviously. Edouard is a favourite of a lot of people. So we have this Spitfire Mark 8 in US colours in our collection. This is kind of a favourite of mine, mainly because I picked it up from a charity shop for $9.99. A Italeri Sterling Mark 1. Big plane, little money. Ooh, we've also done a review on Stalin's plane, the Petliakov PE-8ON. And that comes with Stalin and a couple of dudes and his pilots, who were probably terrified of him. But that's the only aircraft that Stalin ever flew on, apparently. Apparently the guy hated flying. Okay. So moving on to these backdrop ones. This is kind of a cool kit. This was actually sent to me by Lewis in Spain. Hey Lewis, how you doing? He sent this to me as a belated birthday present last year. And I built this kit, I think it was in January, and I had a really, really nice time building it. We had a thing for Polish aircraft. When we did Polish Watson, You Choose My Next Build, we built this Polish PZL-37A bis 1 medium bomber by IBG Models. That's a really nice kit. We offered that up against PZL P11 Polish fighter Rare Birds, the Parasol fighter of the Polish Air Force. That one didn't win. We'll build it someday. The PZL 23A Karas Polish light bomber. And the Pote B2 Polish Jupiter, a French aircraft in Polish service. We've also reviewed our Messerschmitt P1107 Aufklärer. This is obviously one of these paper planes where this is based on plans. But, I mean, if that was flying around in the 50s or the 60s, you'd have gone, wow, that's modern. Now we dipped into our Matchbox collection. A Dornier DO18 G1V2D2. Rather fine looking pusher puller German flying boat. This is one of my favourites because a friend of mine when I was a kid, he had one of these and I always wanted one, but I can never find it. The Heinkel HE-115 float plane, reconnaissance, torpedo bomber, jack of all trades. And last but not least, we have the Arado AR-234 Blitz B2C2C3, which as you can see is carrying a V1 flying rocket on its back. Kind of crazy. So that concludes our little roundup of kits that we've reviewed. So I hope one or two of you might take the opportunity just to have a look at this thing that's going to pop up here, which is the playlist. If you've seen anything you like, it's in there somewhere. There's about 160 172s in the playlist. There is about another playlist with about 120 135 kits. So there's plenty to look from. And like I said, this comes from my rather bizarre and mad collection of 800, mostly 172, 135 kits, of which, well, I've done 280. So I've still got 520 to do. So if you're still here in a couple of years, I might have got through all of them. So thanks very much for watching. Please do like and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button now. I'm interesting. I'm funny, you know. And as always, be seeing you.